The complex even had its own administrative offices, likely filled with the very officials who managed this whole operation. It was a perfect, miniature version of the Egyptian state. So, if you were going to build an academy to train the next generation of government officials, where better to put it than right in the heart of the action? It was the ultimate real-world classroom. For years, a joint team from Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities and French research institutes has been carefully excavating the Ramesseum. And then, they found it. Attached to the temple, they uncovered the building that proved the legends were true. For the first time, they had the physical layout of the House of Life at the Ramesseum. The Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, Mohammed Ismail Hulad, pointed out that this discovery opens up a whole new understanding of the temple's role in ancient Egypt. This wasn't just some random outbuilding. Its discovery forces us to rethink how these huge temple complexes actually worked. But the most incredible part wasn't the building, it was what they found inside. And it wasn't gold or grand treasures, it was something far more human. The team found evidence of the students themselves, remnants of drawings, what looked like fragments of educational toys, and other learning tools. These humble objects give us a direct look into the daily lives of the kids who studied here over 3,000 years ago, turning a legendary place into a real, tangible school. So, what was on the syllabus inside these famous walls? Well, this wasn't a school for just anyone. The House of Life was mainly for the children of the elite, the sons of aristocrats, high officials, and priests who were all expected to follow in their father's footsteps. Based on what we know from other sites, education likely began as early as age 5 and could last for over a decade. The core of their training was learning to read and write, a skill that instantly set them apart from 99% of the population, and it was no easy task. Students had to master the incredibly complex hieroglyphic and cursive hieratic scripts, memorizing hundreds of signs, day after day. They practiced by copying texts onto cheap materials like broken pottery or limestone slabs before ever being trusted with expensive papyrus. But their studies went way beyond the basics. The curriculum in a House of Life was designed to create the intellectual engine of the empire. Students would have studied math, law, geography, astronomy, and medicine. They learned the intricate religious doctrines and rituals needed for temple life. And crucially, they were trained in administration, the practical skills needed to run the pharaoh's massive bureaucracy. Finding the school right next to the administrative offices suggests a seamless pipeline from classroom to career. The artifacts found on site, like those student sketches and toys, hint that the learning environment was structured, but also interactive. It was a place of intense discipline, sure, but also a place where the next generation of Egypt's leaders learned, grew, and got ready to run the world. Discoveries like this completely change our picture of the ancient world. If you think the secrets of ancient Egypt are as cool as we do, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next trip into the past.